Now to breaking news in Washington, D.C. Former President Donald Trump in court today, charged for his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. KCRA 3's Christopher Salas was just one of 5 reporters inside the courtroom for that hearing. So, Christopher, what happened?
Andrea, good evening. Former President Donald Trump himself pleading not guilty to all of those charges against him as the judge read them aloud. And let's run through them right now. Conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Now, to give you an idea of what it was like inside the courtroom, the former president sat quietly while the judge read those charges. He was flanked by his lawyers. He communicated with them often, at times even smiling, it appears. Special counsel Jack Smith was in the courtroom as well. He was sitting behind his prosecutors in the front row, not at the main counselor's table. Now, there was a bit of tension in the courtroom when prosecutors asked for a speedy trial, but former President Donald Trump's team pushed back on that, calling it even absurd to expect a speedy trial because of the nature of this case, the nature of the defendant, and how much evidence they are expecting to have to go through in the discovery process. President Donald Trump was released after agreeing to certain conditions, including not communicating about the facts of the case with any known witnesses. The judge even asking the former president if he understood that it is a crime to influence a juror or threaten or bribe a witness. The former president answered in the affirmative. We do want to go to some sound now following former President Donald Trump's arraignment, where he spoke to reporters.
So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him.
The next hearing in this case is scheduled for August 28th at 10 a.m. The former president does not have to appear for that one. Back to you.
Now, Christopher, as we mentioned, you were just one of 5 reporters allowed inside the courtroom. So take us there. What was it like while all of this was happening?
It was certainly historic, Andrea. It was, in technical terms, a regular proceeding and arraignment. It only lasted about 26 minutes. It went fairly quickly, but it certainly was historic when you consider the defendant and the nature of the crimes charged against the former president. We could tell you, just as a setup, there were probably more police officers and Secret Service agents than really any members of the press or anyone else inside of that courtroom. Again, only about 26 minutes. The former president himself, very calm, speaking softly to the judge, his hands crossed for a majority of the hearing, speaking only briefly with his attorneys throughout it and to the judge. So I'll send it back to you now.
All right, Christopher Salas in Washington, D.C., thank you so much for the update.